Healthy buck. Let's continue our chat here.
Okay, so do you have any ideas on how we can investigate the sages, Nahida?
Actually, I've already done a little bit of work on... I've already tried that, but all the key members of the Academia, even the core 30 guards, intentionally avoid wearing their Akasha terminals. It seems that from the very beginning, they've been guarding against info leaks from the Akasha. Of course, it could also be because they're wary of me.
Have you already caught the sage's attention?
I'm guessing not yet, but distrusting me would make perfect sense if they've ever paid attention to the herb. In any case, I probably can't take over their mind. We're in the dark as of now, since we still don't know anything about their goals. Any rash... After all, every person in Sumeru City is one of their hostages. No way, that...
You mean it'd be too easy to get caught?
No, it's not that. Doing that would be ignoring the...
That's a good point. Are we really out of ideas? Nahida, you're super smart, so you already have something in mind, right? Don't keep us...
According to a popular theory from the Vahumana Darshan of the Academia, rejecting impractical motions at the beginning of...
Okay, but aren't you the god of wisdom? You don't have to use that kind of gimmick to make us take it...
Well, I've been thinking that if I can't directly possess the leaders, then I should find someone who's already involved, but hasn't...
You're saying we should recruit a spy? Oh, before coming back, we met someone named Alhaitham. He seems like he acts alone, and he likes doing stuff behind the Academia's back. They probably...
Actually, I already have someone in mind.
Setaria. Paimon remembers now. Isn't she the one who's... Oh, we ran into her basically every time the Sub-Zero's festival repeated itself. You could eat Paimon still remembers the smug and mean way she always...
I've always liked observing all kinds of people. She was born in the desert and was hailed as their greatest genius. Her academic gifts allowed her special admission into the
Oh, Paimon didn't know she was from the desert. She must be pretty special then.
The name Setaria means star. When she lived in the desert, she shone like the brightest star, and later on, she was chosen by the sun. The star was given a place in the daytime sky to complement the sun. Soon after, the star witnessed the sun scorching the earth, which brought forth many disasters. The star began to waver. Instead of staying beside such a sun, wouldn't it be better to return and light up part of the night sky? But in the end, she couldn't give up the radiance of daytime. To cope with her shame, the star buried her guilt and closed her eyes.
From the sound of it, but she doesn't really support...
Indeed, she's suppressing a lot of guilt. But before she realized it, she had already... Right. We must somehow make her feel that way. From my past up tomorrow afternoon just to prepare. This should be Setaria's favorite fortune-telling spot.
So should we ask the fortune teller about...
No, I already have enough information on Setaria. The most important thing now...
Talking style and...
My poor lost lambs. Have you become troubled over the divine voice of wisdom often echoes between mine ears. If thou be blessed today by the gods.
Huh? Really? Nahida, you've been whispering things to her?
Shh!
friend here has some doubts regarding his future.
Of course, of course. In that case... Uh-huh. It would seem that Harut and Marut are quite wary of you. Perhaps...
Only mocking the god of Animo, questioning the lord of Geo's financial savviness, and brawling with the god of Electro. Do those count?
Oh, nothing. Go on, pick an aspect for her to divine.
Love prospects? No problem at all. The gods have one who is fated to cross your path will appear on... Harut, Marut, did you two spoil my divination?
Actually, Paimon thinks this is probably the most accurate fortune-telling you've ever done.
I admit that the orientation of today's celestial matrix...
Is that so? Well, that can't...
If you were to bring some food offerings for Harut and Marut on your next visit, perhaps...
Is this another one of Sataria's favorite stalls?
Yep, it belongs to a king. His father helped Sataria a lot when she first moved to Samari City, so she still comes by whenever she has time. When I start talking with him, listen carefully to the details of our conversation.
Ah, dear customers, would you like to look at some pottery?
We caught wind of your great craftsmanship, so we specifically came to take a look.
Oh, I recognize you. Aren't you Miss Catherine from the Adventurers Guild? Sounds like I'm in for some big business.
Speaking of, where did...
I suppose you could say it all started with my dad. He's a mason by trade, but I picked up an interest in clay while apprenticing. After that, I began making pottery by myself in secret. And I simply changed trades when my works turned out well. Although it's a pity that...
That's nice. You're making a...
So is your father still...
Oh, no, not anymore. A few years back, he fell from a roof and broke his leg. Since he had already saved enough Mora over all these years, he's just enjoying the
I see. We wish him peace and happiness. I'll have someone in charge of logistics at the guild come by another day for some goods.
No problem. Rest easy, all our goods are sure.
We're way behind schedule.
This should be our final stop. Sataria's always thinking of this restaurant when she's working at the academia, so she always comes by whenever she's out in the city.
Nahida, you've really thought of everything.
It's my duty to protect Samari's citizens, after all.
Hi there. I feel like I've seen you down by the docks before.
Huh? Sorry, I don't quite remember.
If I recall, you were having a discussion with someone about shipbuilding at the time.
Ah, that's right! I've always been really interested in feats of marine engineering. After all, I grew up in Liyue Harbor and spent my entire childhood staring at the ships going in and out of the port. I came to Sumeru to study, but failed to make it into the academia due to my lack of talent. But I'm still discussing all kinds of problems with different scholars, and I'm continuing to study and perform research from the restaurant's basement.
What an admirable spirit.
Sure, but...
So this restaurant has a basement as well?
That's right. It's not usually open to patrons. Most of the time, employees use it for breaks or...
I see. Yes, that makes sense. Well,
Thank you so much. As
So, was that everybody?
Mm-hmm. 3 familiar faces should be enough.
What's the point of all the information we've collected? Nahida, you still haven't told us how you're planning to make Sataria face her problems.
Sataria is already used to avoiding her problems, so we must find a way to break through her usual sensibilities. I remember that you mentioned that the Eremites in Port Ormos are all making a fuss about the Although it's all just a boatload of nonsense, the fate of her homeland may turn out to be—
Oh, Paimon gets it now! You want to take advantage of— Although she knows she should return home to help the people of the desert, all she's done is conspire with the sages. So,
Well, the Scarlet King is long gone, and Sitaria is also too smart to fall for any simple trick. If we simply engaged her under the guise of the Scarlet King's believers, she would definitely be weary of us. But if we were to borrow some of her close acquaintances to talk with her—
so you mean you're going to possess those—
Yep. Possess them through the Akasha. Imply that they've already converted to the faith of the Scarlet King. And then convey our made-up will. As long as everything goes smoothly, we'll get through to Sataria.
Ah, so that's how you're going to use all the info we collect.
Exactly. So,
Huh? Best of luck!
that's no problem at all. I'll just share all their senses with you once I've possessed them. As long as you're also wearing an Akasha terminal.
Huh. That is pretty convenient. But why does he have to do this? Can't you—
Although I've been observing humans for a while, I've never been good.
You're not wrong. It's always been painfully obvious whenever you try to pass as—
If it was at all possible, I would have preferred to leave these people alone. But seeing how things are now—
Yeah, don't beat yourself up over it. We're only doing this to help everyone, and we'll only be borrowing—
All right, then let's give it a go.
It's so nice to de-stress.
Oh, here she comes. Sataria's here.
Let's quietly follow her. Once she starts talking to her acquaintances, we'll find a safe spot to begin possessing them. As for how we'll sway her to our side, I'll leave that to you. I trust you'll know what to say.
Paimon's— Looks like they've already started talking. Let's find a hiding—
That's right. You really can't force anything when it comes to love. And besides, everyone around me has a very different background and outlook. Are you still listening to me, Nabia?
Oh, of course I'm listening. You were talking about troubles with your love life, right? I heard everything you said.
Okay, then. You just seemed a little distracted for a moment there. Strange. Your cats seem pretty worked up. Is something wrong? I always thought they were quiet, happy kitties. Oh, what are their names again? Ah, that's right. They are just little darlings, aren't they? Harut and Marut.
Ahem. So, which fortune do you want me to read for you?
I'd like to get another reading on my love prospects, but to be perfectly honest with you,
A mess?
well, could you do a reading on how long it'll take me to finish my current project at—
I hear you. No problem at all. The gods are at Sitaria.
Why haven't I gone home? To the gods?
Sitaria, why don't you just go home? It's a demand now instead of a question.
I'm sorry. I know I failed the gods. Please pass on my And if I may ask, Nabia, is there a specific god who's speaking to you right now?
What an inconsiderate and naive question. The god who is speaking to me is, of course, the wisest and mightiest of all, the Scarlet King.
The Scarlet King? No wonder he would make such a demand of me. Even though news of the Scarlet King's resurrection has been spreading like wildfire, it's all just a misinformation campaign from the academia. How can the Scarlet King still exist in real life?
What insolence! I am the Scarlet King's most loyal believer. Do you wish to—
Oh, no. As a child of the desert, I am only reveling in his power upon learning that his divine glory has touched even this city. I will think very carefully about his demand of me. I'm sorry. I must go now.
Wait!
Whoa! She just ran off in a hurry. She looked pretty upset, too.
Well done. Sitaria didn't seem to suspect anything amiss. To have something she's been trying desperately to avoid show up out of nowhere and berate her, that must have shaken her to the core.
Aw, Nahida, it seems like you
All I know are some abstract Harava-taught theories. Anyway, enough.
She's out of games now, right on cue. Let's get ready to possess it.
It's okay. I just got caught up in something. Oh, actually, didn't you ask me to help you look for work? What kind of work were you looking for again? Oh, right. Your old man's craft. How could I— Speaking of, how's he doing? Is he feeling any better? Huh? Wasn't he nursing a leg injury? If I recall correctly.
He sprained his arm a while back while trying to show off his strength.
Actually, while we're talking about him, is he still living?
Yeah, he's been
If you could find the time, please write him a letter. Please pass on that recently he has a quick temper and has always been a devout follower of the Dendro Archon. I don't want him to get into a fight with those
Oh? So, who are you siding with in all of this? I'm so jealous of you. You were born a child of the desert, yet you chose to betray the Scarlet King, and now you spend all your time with those crooks from the academia.
Akeem, you don't mean you've also become a believer of the Scarlet King?
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise Scarlet King? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
Can't pick a side? Me?
Whoa! Paimon had no idea you'd be so good at this.
You really zeroed in on the issue and put it right in. But once everything is over, I'll be...
Come on! Sataria's already started talking with Shishan.
So, Shishan, like, as if someone was trying to preach to you about something?
Oh, right. I celebrated the Sub-Zerus festival so many times that I lost count.
Wait, how could you be aware of that? That should be impossible. Nothing in the report.
Are you still failing to realize that the Academia's lowly tricks could never deceive?
Shishan, don't tell me that you...
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be. In reality, shouldn't you be the one who is ashamed? You, who work side by side.
Please, please stop!
Even now, Sataria's still trying to run from her problems.
She can no longer justify everything.
Hey, she's trying to talk to the guards!
This is the most important part of all.
Mercenary, you're a member of the Corps of 30, correct? Please help me pass a message to the Matcha right away. The situation in the...
Please, try to remain calm, miss. Tell me what's happening.
Heretics are infiltrating the city, and they've already converted many residents to their side.
Heretics? What kind of heresy?
The Scarlet King! Many people I know have suddenly started believing in him, but he's a...
Miss Sataria, nothing is impossible.
You know my name?
The Scarlet King is immortal, and all who defy him will one... You must face the truth, Sataria. You tread a treacherous path, and the longer you ignore it, the tighter the Academia's grasp on you will become, and the deeper you will... Child of the Scarlet King, never forget that the desert that belongs to you lies elsewhere.
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise Scarlet King? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of the Scarlet King.
Sataria, why haven't you gone home?
It seems that no matter where I run, I only keep finding more believers of the Scar... I've also been running from my guilt this whole time. Guilt over my part in the Sage's plans. But no matter how much I may try to ignore or get rid of it, my guilt always comes back.
You won't necessarily lose your research opportunities by facing the truth. Besides, did you really want to conduct...
How do you know me so well? Are you truly just a believer of the Scarlet King?
That's not important. The important thing is to pass judgment on the Academia and its sages, and to correct their... If you could provide some assistance in this matter, perhaps it could serve as...
I've actually never believed in the gods, but I've always believed in serendipity. Your appearance must be a fated opportunity for me to get... Please tell me, what can I do for you?
How much do you know about the sages' current activities?
I was just one of the designers for the massed dream harvest scheme, which is what happened around the Sub-Zerus festival. But I know very little about the full scope of the overall project. I'd assume that only staff with the highest clearance would have access to those I've just been working to meet the Grand Sage's However, there's something that's been really bothering me. I heard that a scholar who was previously expelled has returned to the city, and even the sages are still quite wary of him.
To fight against the Academia, we will need to figure out the nature and the purpose of their work. Is there a way for us to get access to the confidential document?
It should be possible if we're willing to take some risks. After all, I'm an assistant to the Grand Sage. One thing, though, I won't be able to transfer the documents to you through the Akasha once I get my hands on them. The sages have always closely let me see. Let's use the most primitive.
The academia entrance. Wouldn't that be too...
Don't worry about that. I assure you, I'm only suggesting this location because it'll draw more scrutiny for me to leave the academia again. It'll be safest for me to distract the guards long enough to hand you the documents.
All right, I trust you.
So, if I were to successfully complete this task...
That'll depend on the judgment of the Dendro Archon.
The Dendro Archon. That's right. Her people are the ones we have endangered. As the god of wisdom, she's also the one responsible for judging and guiding the scholars. Maybe it's time for me to find a god to believe in.
Just as Nahida predicted, we've managed to bring Sataria to our side!
The Traveler's execution was ingenious. He's the one who deserves all the praise. Well, now that we've made plans to meet again tomorrow evening...
Pray? But if we're going to pray to the gods, aren't we just praying to you? God of wisdom and guardian of the scholars?
No. The truth is the true guardian of scholars. I've always believed that. Anyway, let's meet again tomorrow evening at the adventure...
We're way behind schedule.
Catherine, we're here! Oh, you are...
That's right. I suppose I'm the other Catherine in your mind.
Shh! We're on a secret mission tonight, so we need...
Yep, Paimon's right. We cannot fully rule out the chance that the meetup tonight is just a trap. If something were to happen, my existence may be the only trump card after all. The academia should still be unable to confirm the existence of my consciousness in the
Yep, exactly. Just what Paimon was thinking. Anyway, enough about that. Let's just make sure to be on our guard. Off? What do you feel is off? It's the middle of the night. Of course it's quiet.
No, I think he's right. If you look around, there seems to be fewer people on the streets. I'm not sure if this is the case for the entire city, though.
Huh. Maybe it's just a coincidence. Maybe...
I also can't...
Well, there really aren't many people out right now. Let's hope it'll be this quiet in front of the academia, and that Sataria managed to distract all the guards.
Next on the agenda...
This hour of the night.
the triumphant hero returns at last. And to a rather spectacular welcome, even if I do say so myself.
You're the outcast, expelled from the academia.
Indeed I am. Although these days they tend to call me the Doctor. If you're looking for your researcher friend, she has already been taken into confinement. With some basic caution, she could have discovered the listening device on her person. Clearly, she lacks the degree of rigor expected of a true scholar.
The people of Sumeru City. What have you done to them?
I simply made some minor adjustments to their Akasha terminals. Now they can deposit information directly into the subconscious. As you can see, all these lovely people now believe this traveler is a hero who has just saved the world. My experiment is a success. And now it seems they can no longer hold back their sheer adoration.
Oh no, what should we do? These are all just regular people.
Leave now. You need to get out of here.
What? That guy's a Fatui Harbinger! We can't just leave you here!
Nor can I abandon the people of Sumeru. Don't worry. We'll meet again outside of the city.
I see. You appear to have overridden their mental faculties with your own consciousness. To possess such a powerful mind, you must be the god of wisdom.
This should be far enough. Paimon needs to catch her breath first. Is the Hida going to be okay? We only made it out because of her. Paimon wasn't counting on running into a new heart. He called himself the Doctor. Remember, Tainari told us about him. Sataria did say that someone, and that even the sages are weary of him. Yep, sounds like she must have been talking about the Doctor. Yeah, now that the Doctor's in the picture, we're no longer just... But what are the Fatui after this time? Another Gnosis? Yeah, things would be a lot... Nahida said we'll meet again outside of the city. But we can't just keep waiting you mean... Oh, right! Wasn't he invited by the sages to work on some project when we were staying with him? Even though he turned it down at the time, he might still know. There's no time to lose. Let's go.
Should we really be off work this early? Next on the agenda... We're way behind schedule.
Stabilize!
No touching! We're way behind schedule. We're way behind schedule.
Hold it right there. A blonde-haired traveler and a floating fairy. We've got you all right. Take a look around.
Are you mercenaries from the
Corps of 30? We're nothing like those government lapdogs. We are an elite brigade that commands the highest commission rate in all of Sumeru. We're here on the
outcast? An outcast from the academia? But why wouldn't the doctor just send the Fatui after us?
Still wasting time on idle chit.
You're up, Trap!
Gather!
Oz, reveal vice! Hold the line!
Born of ice and frost.
I'll take my new punching bag.
Torrance, bring refuse! It isn't over yet! Here comes reinforcements! Rescue, revamp!
No touching! This is long overdue.
That was pretty rough. Is that what elite mercenaries are like? Yeah. But this doctor guy seems like a pretty tough opponent. He knew exactly where to set up an ambush. Going up against smart...
We're way behind schedule.
Oh, it's the Traveler in Paimon. Where do you... Kale! It's nice to see you! To be honest, I'm not doing too well. My Elazar has been progressing at a faster rate lately. I'm finding it hard. As a result, Master Tainari is taking me off the patrol schedule. He will only allow me to... Oh, Kale! Speaking of Tainari, did he go off on patrol? We're here to... Oh, Master Tainari? You just left the Avidia Forest a little while ago. He left? What? Isn't Tainari always saying that he never wants to leave the... I thought it was weird too. Master Tainari always prioritizes his work as a forest watcher above everything. He almost never No, I only found out that he left through a message he left behind. He also made sure to delegate all his to leave in such a hurry? Master Tainari originally studied in the Amorta Darshan of the Academia. Impartus Di is something like the Amorta's research. I know that before he became a forest watcher, Master Tainari once spent a research base, huh? Gotta wonder what kind of research... Oh, we don't have a lot of time, so let's go look for him at Party's Di. Don't worry. I'm fine. I'm used... Got it. Well, you're okay. We were so worried about you. Hey, this was supposed to be a touching reunion, but you're...
Actually, it's very smart of the Traveler to be wary of me right now. After all, the doctor has shown that his Teples, it's not like you could have known what happened after we split up, and I was facing that even a pool of stagnant water after a torrential storm can occasionally...
Paimon feels like only the real Nahida could come up with such an obscure analogy.
Huh? But I wasn't trying to win your trust or anything.
Well, we understand that point now. Please, Nahida, tell us more about what happened.
When you left, I was still in the middle of restoring everyone's minds. Thankfully, when the doctor mentioned depositing information instead, he did something closer to creating hallucinations. That was luckily, I managed to finish my restorations and mind jump away from him just as he was
What a relief. The doctor sure pulled out some hidden cards, but...
I wouldn't be relieved, just I gave away my true identity when I restored everyone's minds, which means we've lost another also. The doctor is already an expert at modifying Akasha terminals.
Would that mean you'd no longer be able to jump between minds? Then how do we stop him? He's still at the academias. Ugh. It feels like he's toying with us. What a nasty plus! The doctor's combat ability alone is apparently enough to make him worthy of being number...
We shouldn't give up hope just yet. Let's try to find...
Actually, Nahida, how did you know we were trying to get to Party's DI?
Yes, I have. I can see the Traveler's elemental energy, so I deduced you didn't come here for sightseeing, right?
We're looking for a scholar we know. His name is Tainari, and the sages once tried to reach out to him. Why don't you come inside with us?
Okay, let's just hope we will...
We're way behind schedule.
Have you considered the possibility that there's something wrong with your projections?
Traveler?
It is you!
The voice! It's Hypatia!
What a pleasant surprise! It's...
Who's this?
She's a scholar we met in the Avidia Forest. When we last saw each other, she was still training in the...
Oh, I see.
That's right, we're old friends. You've come at just the right time. Ever since I've...
Hypatia, you're way too excited about this. Actually, for you to leave the... Wait, no. Did you already finish your train?
What do you... My consciousness has already managed to make...
You did it? Congratulations!
It's so exhilarating to share this sublime joy with other... When my consciousness made contact with the gods.
That sounds incredible!
Oh, all right. Remember? I promised to help you understand what you saw from Ermin's. My current self has not only gained true insight, but I can even help you establish a direct
You can do that?
I've never heard of anything like that, but if you want to give it a try...
Hold on. I brought some Spirit-born ale with me. This is still...
We're using...
All right now. Hold my hand. I'll help...
Okay.
Ready?
It took 3 betrayals for me to finally understand. The world is just an elaborate tapestry of lies. My fury will never be quelled. The first to betray me was a god. My creator. My mother. Valuing strength above all, she saw no worth in me and I was discarded. The second was a human. My family. My friend. Consumed by fear, he saw me as an abomination. The third was one exactly like me. A hope for the future. A fledgling barely out of the nest. Powerless before his mortality, he broke his promise to me. Humans, they can't be trusted. And the gods fill me with pure loathing. So I said good riddance. I denounce the world and laugh in its face. My chest will never again be defiled by worldly filth. I will scrub away every last trace of human emotion. Then it will be empty, a blank slate, and ready to receive a supreme gnosis, brimming with pure divinity. There is no need to fear. The pain will be brief. Your era is coming to an end.
What was that? Did we actually just see the Balladier's memories? Everything matches, but how is he connected to the divine consciousness that Hypatia was talking?
You saw it, right? You felt it, right? Such a majestic god. Alas, shame. If only that which beats within my chest wasn't a filthy mortal heart.
Do you understand now? I'm afraid this is no periporno life, but rather...
Ah! You... Why are you so mean to... I found divine wisdom. Shouldn't I receive praise and honor?
Hypatia?
That's how I always thought everything should be. Wait, have I... already lost my mind?
Wait, something isn't right.
Okay, we finally lost him. Are you okay, Nahida? Wait,
Oh, the Traveler's back?
Nahida was controlling your body for a while. It seemed like she jumped over to you as an emergency measure right after that. Tainari heard the commotion and came over. He helped us defeat the mercenaries and then he ran with us all the way here. What? You swapped places? You mean you're... Wait, then where is Nahita's consciousness?
I never imagined that an individual's consciousness could be transferred around like this. Had I not seen it with my own eyes, I would have never believed it. Also, while we were running, the consciousness in your body told me to pass on a message. The doctor has found a way to trap my consciousness, so I can't. But even in a moonless night, a shower of starlight can still...
Oh no! Nahita's trapped in the sink. Was that message all she left for us? It's pretty vague. Oh, that makes sense. Since the doctor captured her, she won't be able to... Even in a moonless night, a shower of star... Huh. Paimon, didn't Nahita use a starlight analogy before? It had something to do with Sataria. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Huh, but she isn't with us anymore.
Paimon, you said Sanctuary of Surasthana. Does this mean that this Nahita...
Your guess is correct, but the situation's a bit complicated.
That's all right. A scholar's curiosity doesn't need to be appeased right away. As for the complicated nature of the situation, I've spent some time with you, and it looks like the Dendro Archon's also on your side, so...
Thank you, Tainari. Oh, actually, we came here to ask you a question. What do you know about...
Ah, that. While I was indeed invited to join that project, the sages were always secretive about its... All I know is that that project has something to do with the restoration of Irminsul.
Huh? Did you see something when you were in Nahita's body? What?
Do you have any evidence? So that's what happened. That explains why Hypatia's symptoms were different from those of the other scholars who went mad. It's...
Tainari, did you leave the Avidia for...
I did. I noticed Hypatia's mental anomalies, but since her symptoms were rather atypical, I secretly took her to Pardes Dii, and if I didn't take action, Hypatia would have already been taken by the Matra to the desert, doomed to a life of exile. Now that you mention it, I knew the Academia has never thought particularly highly of Lesser Lord Kusanali, but I still didn't expect them to do something as arrogant as creating a new god. Looks like I made the right decision by not accepting their invitation. The Doctor and the Balladeer. We have 2 Fatui Harbingers in Sumeru. From your description, I don't think they've completed their project. But then, what is the connection between...
Yeah, it feels like we're still nowhere close to figuring out the sage's goals. Right, we've pretty much gone over everything we need to know, so we should head out. How about you, Tainari? What are you going to do?
I'll stay here for now. I still want to try a few more things. If you're planning to go into the desert, start by heading for Caravan Rabat. Come find me here if there's anything else I can do to help.
Thanks, Tainari. Hopefully Hypatia will feel better soon. We're off then.